Zepbound news, Wegovy and Zepbound linked again to the risk of blindness. We're going to dissect it all in today's video. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 106 pounds with Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Tirzepatide compound. The combination of those is because of the shortages. And on today's episode, I want to do a deep dive study on a new study that's come out with JAMA Ophthalmology talking about GLP-1 users using both semaglutide, meaning Wegovy, Ozempic, and Zepbound, Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound is Tirzepatide, and talk a little bit about a new linkage of blindness risk. Now, you guys know I'm not a henny penny person. I'm not a sky is falling type person. So with full disclosure, this study that was done through JAMA Ophthalmology, it was 9 people were affected with this blindness issue out of millions who've taken Tirzepatide and semaglutide. So to give context on that, it's definitely something to be aware of. And it's something new that's trending, but also in the same breath, I don't want you to have the sky is falling. We need to be aware, but also keeping things in proper context too. So let's dive into the study. Before, and make sure you stay till the end, I'm going to talk about a free resource at the end too about side effects that you're going to want to know about as well. And everything that I'm going to be talking about today too is down in the description. Click the ... more, particularly the article that I'm referencing, which is from WebMD, and all the resources I'll be referencing on today's video. So people with type 2 diabetes taking GLP-1 medications may experience potentially blinding eye conditions. And honey, it's not from your beauty of losing all that weight, sweetheart. It's from starting drugs like GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and Tirzepatide. And a new study in February 2025 from JAMA Ophthalmology highlights the importance for people with type 2 diabetes who take GLP-1 medications to contact their healthcare provider immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect that $200, honey, from Monopoly. If you experience vision changes with the heightened risk for problems, it's with swelling of optic nerve. It's known as, quote, eye stroke. So the findings suggest that the rapid correction of high blood sugar may be linked to onset of new vision problems, the study's authors concluded. So I don't know if you've noticed this, by the way, and we've talked about it recently in my free encouragement group a bunch. A bunch of people have been getting really dizzy recently. And I always say 2 things. One, that's blood sugar. That's what this is like. There's changes in blood sugar. That's one. Could be you need to talk to your healthcare provider. If you're getting dizzy, go talk to your healthcare provider about that. If you're feeling dizzy, it also could be from blood pressure. If you're on blood pressure medication, that may be a sign, ding, 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 to change your blood pressure medication too. Again, I'm not a healthcare provider, nor do I pretend to play one on the internet. I will always punch you. These videos are help to have conversations with your own healthcare provider, but something to think about if you are experiencing that dizziness. But because of the rapid correction of high blood sugar is linking to these vision problems, the new research summarized vision problems of 9 people. So again, keeping that in context with millions of people who've taken semaglutide, Tirzepatide, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound. People with type 2 diabetes either taking semaglutide or Tirzepatide, which are GLP-1 medications. 7 people experienced non-arteritic anterior, it's called NAION, it's eye stroke. 1 person had optic nerve inflammation, and another person had a like blind spots on their eyes. So this review is not conducted in a way that we can see these drugs cause the complications, said the lead author, Bradley J. Katz, MD, PhD, a neuro-ophthalmologist from University of Utah Health. In a news release, further studies are needed to test our hypothesis. However, it's an important issue for ophthalmologists as we monitor the use of these drugs and how we can best be in communications with our patients about them. Eye stroke was one of the most common conditions described in the study, and it typically occurs with patients who are in their 50s and 60s, but can occur when people are younger. Kat said in a podcast interview published along with the paper, people were generally considered to have an increase of eye stroke if they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, have diabetes, or if they smoke. Yet again, another reason to quit smoking, put that butts out. Eye stroke usually occurs in one eye, Dr. Katz said, and is typically noticed upon waking. It's painless, but the eye doctors examining people with the condition can see optic nerve swelling, which normally resolves in 6 weeks. The symptoms can range anywhere from mild to severe. Most patients lose half of their peripheral vision in a typical situation, said Dr. Katz, who personally saw a patient who had sudden, painless vision loss after using semaglutide. The patient stopped taking the medication, but later restarted to help her blood sugar and experienced vision loss in the other eye the next day. Other people with eye stroke whose cases were described in the research paper experienced symptoms of one eye condition between 3 months and 16 months after starting GLP-1 medicine. Last year, in a retrospective study published last year in JAMA Ophthalmology, found people who had overweight. Why does it say who had? They were overweight, obese, or type 2 diabetes and took semaglutide were at an increase of the eye stroke, although the study didn't show that semaglutide was the cause of this condition. So one of the things for me that's made a big difference with my blood panels, I did a blood panel a couple months back and it was superb. It was the best blood panel I've ever had, like I've had in decades. It was so good, which is why you should be getting blood panels with your healthcare provider. But with my blood panels, one of the things that made such a big difference for me was through taking Gem Bites. It's my daily vitamin that I take on a daily basis. The consistency of taking them daily has made such a big difference for me on my GLP-1 journey, for sure. And I love the way that they taste. It's real food. It has in there, and one of the things that I love so much about it too is with that real food, it has on there that helps with mood, digestion, brain health, optimal aging with it too, which is one of the things I'm absolutely love about it. But in addition, it also helps with my side effects with Zepbound and Mounjaro too for tummy issues. You can see with all the fabulous ingredients because it's real food. But the consistency is key for me, taking it day in, day out, and making it a habit. I happen to have mine after lunch each day. It's like my treat. I have it with a little cup of decaf coffee, have my little bite. It's perfect. It tastes good, but it's also made such a big difference for me in my health journey and with my energy. Now, they do also have other vitamins to eat your energy and also eat your calm as well. You can go down to the description link below and get the discount using discount code QUEEN. Go to dailygem.com/queen, QUEEN, to get yours and get your discount with them as well. In addition, as Gem subscribers, HSA and FSA eligible folks will be able to save on average of 30% with Gem. So if you are FSA or HSA eligible, check out that additional savings too. But use the discount code QUEEN, QUEEN, and go to the discount link down in the description link below. But that's been one of the best things for me on a daily consistent basis for me, for my blood panels, for my health, and in losing 106 pounds. I've used Gem for a long time now, and it's been one of the best things for me, and I continue to use them because it works. And my dentist loves them too. He's obsessed with them actually. Because it's real food, real food, real food. Now, we were talking earlier about side effects, and I think this is super, super important piece to note. Obviously, if you are having severe side effects like vision changes or sharp pains, that's not normal. That's not normal. Talk immediately to your healthcare provider. Those are not normal, but there's standard ones that are super common side effects for being on Zepbound or Mounjaro and WEGOVY and Ozempic. I have on countessofshopping.com a free side effects tracker. It's linked in the description link below. Just click that ... more if you want the direct hyperlink to it, as opposed to like going around countessofshopping.com to find it. But having on there that tracker to learn more about, for me, it was so beneficial because all of our data is going to be different. There's different ranges of obesity, different spectrums of it. So how our body reacts to GLP-1 medication is going to be different, right? And so tracking our own data, I'm a big proponent of that because then I can make educated decisions off of that with if I'm having diarrhea, constipation, nausea, or vomiting. Those are the most 4 common gastrointestinal ones. A little diarrhea is uncomfortable, but it's par for the course. It's very common with GLP-1 medications. So tracking them, track number grows, particularly where I do my injection. Now for Zepbound and Mounjaro, 3 locations. It's either the back of the arm, the upper thigh, or near the belly button. Obviously follow the diagram within the picture for the injection. But tracking where I put my injection, the time of day, how my body is responding to it. Like, am I having more diarrhea, for example, with the back of my arm versus my thigh? When I titrated it up, did I have a big reaction in terms of getting really constipated or nausea or whatever? For me, I've vomited only twice over the last 100+ injections being on Zepbound and Mounjaro. Part of that was food related to it, but I can attest because I tracked it. A track number grows. So I want to encourage you, track. Use my free tracker. If you don't like my free printable, then you can use one on your phone or make your own Google Drive document. But the bottom line is however you choose to do it, as long as I think you do it, at least for several months, maybe for the first 6 months. You only do that. So if there's in 6 months, that's, what is that, 24 shots? Track that and see how over the course of 2 or 3 days after your shot, how do you feel? I typically feel my injection 24 to 36 hours after my shot. That's peak for me. How do I know that? Because I tracked it. If you said because you tracked it, you would be right. It's because I tracked it. So track. I think that makes such a big difference. But again, if you're having any sort of severe symptoms like eye changes or pains, severe pains are not normal. A lot of people are seeing, in my free encouragement group, we've talked about this too, if you're having like rashes or things like that, that's somewhat common. You still want to talk to your healthcare provider about it. And there's treatments that they can recommend for you with those as well. One of the other things that I typically do before my injection is I also have a free checklist before I do my injection of like things that I just do right before to help have the optimal best conditions for me with my shot and what to expect. So if you're just starting, you want to snag that too. That's also in the description link below as well. But just prepping to have my shot, making sure before I take it that, all conditions are good, all conditions are go, and that I'm doing the best I possibly can. Now, like I said, I've been doing my shot for now over, I can't believe it's been over 2 years. It's crazy to me, by the way. It seems so short and seems also so long that it's been like such a short time frame and such a long time frame. But the things that have remained true for me is making sure also I give myself extra grace after my injection. Because sometimes I get really tired and sometimes I don't. And it just kind of depends. It's like Forrest Gump. It's like a box of chocolates. I don't know what I'm going to get sometimes. And that can also be with hormones if I'm near my cycle. And also if with family stuff, stress level, work level, things like that can also affect how I feel sometimes too with my injection. So, and recently this shot go around, literally today, I'm filming this. I technically have pneumonia today. Many of you guys had asked how I've been sick earlier. I do have pneumonia. And so I literally got out of bed. I'm going to go right back into bed after this, but I was not going to miss my daily show with you guys because I love you guys so super much. But I did end up doing my shot on shot day, just because my appetite was back and I was having my energy was back. I wasn't as weak as I was feeling before. Before I was feeling so weak. And if I had continued to feel that weak, I was not going to take my shot. In conjunction with talking with my healthcare provider, having that conversation with my healthcare provider, guiding me with their medical opinion too. So, but I share all of that to say, which by the way, taking these, I have been with my pneumonia, it means they taste citrusy. I love this. I can taste it. Other things, like because I've been so stuffy, I can't taste, but I can still taste this. I'm like, yay! I can still taste, and it smells so good. I love it. I love citrus. If you love citrus, ooh, it's so good. So going back over to side effects, one of the things I want you to think about too is just if you're starting your injection or titrating up, those are the two things I always like to encourage people. I have a little underneath my sink, a little plastic container, like a caddy, for things if I do have tummy issues, just because they are the most common. And I had really bad acid reflux from the medication as well. And that's not one of the symptoms. I was asking somebody about that, but it was, I think, and one of you beautiful viewers told me this, which was so helpful. You're like, you probably had acid reflux because you're changing the way you ate your foods. Like you're eating different foods, which is so true. I've completely revamped and changed my diet, a complete lifestyle change. The way that I used to eat is not the way that I eat now. I eat completely differently, which is such a blessing and such a gift. And I'm so grateful for that. And that's been one of the byproducts of this medication is maybe you guys experience this too, of like, I knew what to do for the last few decades of being morbidly obese. I've known, but I couldn't implement it. with this medication, I've been so grateful I can actually implement the things that I know that I need to do, like working out, like eating fruits and vegetables, like eating protein, like stopping when I'm full, or even knowing what full feels like. Like that concept of feeling full, it's such a great concept. It is so, so awesome. So, well, for today's news story, I'm going to link that down below with the JAMA Ophthalmology from WebMD talking about this. And again, it's one of those things that I think we need to be aware of, but also not henny penny the sky is falling, because the media does like to paint out, oh, these medications are so horrible, because they do get good clicks and good, it does get good clicks for having these scary things. But for me, it's really changed my life, like being able to ride a horse. Being able to click a seat belt on an airplane, being able to go on a roller coaster, being able to do all these really, really cool things, that I wish would get better headlines than like, blindness, and people having, you know, pancreatitis, which is, they are side effects, pancreatitis, appendicitis. Like there's some gnarly stuff that can happen to a small percentage of the population out of millions and millions of people. People who do have those is less than 1%, but that still does affect other people. And my heart goes out for people who that it does affect. I feel horribly for those people. But it is also we can feel two things at the same time, and that's okay. Daniel Tiger told me that. So we can also feel like, oh man, but also that's not everybody else too who's taking the medication. It's a small percentage. So being aware, but also recognizing it's not everybody having those, like not everybody's going to have that. So, but being, you know, staying vigilant. If you have vision changes, that you talk to your doctor immediately, because that's not normal. That's not normal. And to sit in that, you don't want to sit in those things, and you don't want to sit like in severe sharp pains and things like that. You don't want to sit in that either. So just monitoring our bodies, checking in with our bodies. How are our bodies feeling? I think that's one of the best blessings of these medications is I've gotten really good at being like, oh, I know what my body feels like now. Like when I got sick with this, I was like, this does not feel normal. This does not feel right. Being as sick as I've been the past week or so. So my sweet, beautiful friends, I will link that down in the description link below, that WebMD article. And also I will link down below all of the free resources I mentioned, my side effects tracker, my Zepbound checklist. And then also make sure you go ahead down into the description link below too, and you can get that direct hyperlink, or go directly to dailygem.com/queen to get my free gem bites, or not free, but you can use the discount with it for gem bites. They're the best. I love them so much for my daily vitamin. So my beautiful friends, our emoji of the day is going to be sunshine, because you are a ball of sunshine. And that tells me that you made it this far in the video. And I love seeing our emoji of the day, folks. I will pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thought. And our question of the day is, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Are you moving closer to your goals, or are you moving further away from our goals? Either we're moving closer to them or we're moving further away. It's one or the other. So what are we choosing today? Today, I'm choosing to move closer to them. After this, I'm so excited. I'm having two of the best, most juicy, delicious oranges. Oranges are in season at Costco. Costco's got back. Every year we look forward to their Cara oranges. They're like perfection right now. So I'm going to go eat one of those. I've been craving them. My beautiful friends, I love you guys so super much. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful for all of your comments. I've been reading them the last few days, and literally since I've been in bed a lot more, they have warmed my heart so much. And our community spotlight, folks, YouTube is doing this new thing where it does community spotlight. And so it picks random viewers to be the focals. And so it's Dawn, Tracy, Charlie, Kimberly, Mindy. You are our community spotlight, folks. And then we also had somebody else who was so incredibly kind, who gave to, they're called YouTube Supers, and it was Darlene and Straight and Lynn. Thank you so much. I am so incredibly humbled. Like, you do not have to give me anything. You just watching and clicking that like and clicking that subscribe means the world to me. So thank you. But that was very sweet. We will be donating any, Count and I is the we, any donations that we get from YouTube, thanks to our favorite animal rescue charity. We are dog ambassadors for Homeward Trails Animal Rescue. They're one of the best, largest animal rescues in the country. They rescue thousands of dogs and cats every year. So we love them a lot, and they do really good work with finances. So my sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping, count my blessings, because life is delicious. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for tuning in on today's show. And I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's daily show. Bye, lovey-dovey.